What's up, everybody? Welcome back to my channel. This is Epic Evergreen, here with a little bit of gameplay from Superliminal. It's a puzzle game that I recently played and beat. Really enjoyed it, so we'll just get right into it. Before we begin, thank you for, again, stopping by. You could have been anywhere on the internet today. Oh, excuse me. You could have been anywhere on the internet, but you chose to click on my video. So as a thank you, please like, subscribe, hit that notification bell if you want to know when the latest content drops, so on and so forth. And always appreciate your participation in my channel and its growth. But yeah, Superliminal, very fun game. Reminds me a lot of when I played Portal back in 2012, thereabout. Always enjoyed puzzle games and kind of solving these puzzles here. What I really liked about it was how you have to utilize perspective in order to manipulate the size of objects so that you can get through each room and each level. For example, here I'm manipulating the size of blocks, using the chess pieces that are far away to move it to another pad to open the door. Here you can see me, here's a really good example of it, messing with the cheese wheel. Slice came out really small, but here you can see it growing massively in size here. I probably could have jumped up here, but decided to give it just an extra go ahead. Some really fun puzzles in this one. A few that I am a little bit ashamed to admit that I had to Google some help with because I just got so stuck. And well, this game is all about changing perspectives and how crazy it is to do the same thing over and over and over again. So I decided, instead of beating my head against the wall, I'll just take the path of least resistance here. After all, it is a game, and who hasn't looked up a guide for help? Shame on me. Anyway, yeah. So I enjoy the gameplay, the overall message of the video game, which is, when you come across obstacles and challenging situations, we more often than not default to this behavior where we repeat ourselves over and over and over again, frustrating ourselves to no end. And sometimes you have to break that chain of repetition and try something different. Try to look outside the box. See the puzzle or the obstacle or the challenge from a different perspective. Here is, and that is, I think, the overall message of the game. Really enjoy that little bit of positivity. Really powerful message, especially once you get deeper into the game and out of this sleep clinic laboratory setting and more into the dreamscape. So for those who don't know, who haven't played this game, you are a patient in this sleep clinic. You're in a dream and you're trying to figure out these puzzles while they do some diagnostics on you, and eventually you have to break out of it and break the perspective and see things from a different perspective, perception, what have you. Dislikes? None really. I enjoyed everything about it. The soundtrack, the pacing, the overall commentary. Sometimes it got a little goofy, sometimes it was pretty funny, sometimes it was pretty serious. It was a little creepy here and there too. So a lot of elements that surprised me that I really ended up enjoying. So overall, pretty great game. 8.5 out of 10. Would recommend you play. Otherwise, so from a personal perspective, yeah, I'll be. So on a personal note, my journey to finding a job has come to its first stepping stone. I got an interview and a job with Best Buy Geek Squad. Fortunately, I will be working as a computer repair technician, not at a local store and kiosk, but at the National Service Headquarters, which I'm really excited about. I've always had an interest in technology. Seems kind of a broad statement, but yeah, always been into science fiction. Technology has always kind of been something of interest to me. I think that working with computers is a lot of fun. I built my PC with the supervision and recommendation of a few more knowledgeable friends, and I mean, it was really fun. I've always enjoyed breaking things down, putting them together, seeing how things work, trying to figure out an issue if it wasn't working. So I think it's a natural place for me to go, and a nice stepping stone for me to get into information technology in the future. So aside from that, what does that mean for my channel? Well, I'm still going to be making videos. I'm still going to be playing video games. I just won't be doing it all day, every day, because that will be coming to an end. And that is an interesting, I just realized that the cursor popped up over that door sign like 3 or 4 times, and I never noticed it. So sometimes the details escape me, but anyway, going back to the channel and what's going to happen with it. Well, I'm going to keep uploading videos. I have a bunch of gameplay that I've recorded over the past month that I'm chopping up, editing, for content here and there. I'm going to try to get more on and upload a more consistent schedule. I think with a job I'll have more predictability in that sense. So yeah. As far as what I'm going to be playing, well, there's obviously the Harry Potter hype train, Hogwarts, coming out in a few days. We'll be playing that. I've always wanted to be a wizard. You're a wizard, Harry. And, I'll be casting some spells, so we'll see how it goes. I'm pretty excited for that. Hoping it runs on my computer. Speaking of computer, I'm hoping with this job that I'll be able to save up some side money and upgrade my hardware. My components are pretty old, and I'm realizing I watch my own videos and my own content, like, just to see what I can do better, from not just from a commentary perspective, but also technically as well. Obviously, editing could be a benefit. My editing platform is pretty simple. I just cut together footage, put my voice recording over it. Nothing is, rocket science here. It's all very simple, and that's how I am. I start off from the lowest common denominator and work myself up from there. So yeah. Anyway, so looking to upgrade hardware so that I can bring higher quality footage. Better capture. Also, I realized when I stream certain games, for example, Halo or even Back 4 Blood, that I've played like non-stop for God knows how long, what really suffers is my audience, because the video quality is pretty poor. I struggle to stream and play the game at the same time. So, hoping to upgrade my equipment to bring you all better content. And I think other than that, I'm going to be playing some other single-player games. I brought some multiplayer, but I really only play multiplayer with my friends. And, I'm not really as much of a competitive Call of Duty player as I was, 10 years ago. Which is crazy to say, because I loved Call of Duty like you wouldn't believe. Here I found and then I played a lot of Call of Duty, an unhealthy amount of Call of Duty. And I say I got pretty decent. I watched a lot of the top tier guys like XCal, the Mark of J, Sandy Ravage, saw their play styles, really enjoyed that, and I was like, you know what? Let me try their way. And I kicked some butt. And it was a lot of fun, and I think, but it's just not my go-to flavor of ice cream anymore. It's just not what I want to play. Single player has always been something cool. Maybe Mass Effect. It's been done quite a bit, but love Mass Effect for what it is. So in that sense, the format might change a little bit. I might make some dedicated playlists just towards gameplay, and then have commentary as a separate, you know, separate avenue of expressing myself. So we'll see as I explore the single player realm. But other than that, coming up around the 10-minute mark here, and as I promised before in another video, I'm going to try to keep these at about 10 minutes. There was one where I drank a whole ton of coffee and then got right on the microphone. And it went up for about 15 minutes, and I talked like a motorboat for the entire time. So again, really appreciate you all stopping by, hearing me babble on about what's going on in my life. Hopefully everything is all right with all of you, whoever you are. If you're watching, no matter what you're going through, things are going to be all right. It may not seem like it, but there's one thing that I've always, there's a couple of quotes that I've always, not always, but I try to remember. One, luck is the residue of design, meaning that if you set everything up, all the pieces are in play, then the luck is that random factor that is, that will fall into place as a result of your good planning. And the other quote is some long, complex thing that I can't remember. I'm ashamed to admit, but you know what? Whatever. I'm running a little long in the tooth here. So, anyway, remember, everything will work out as long as you work towards it. Don't quit. Don't give up. I went through a lot of rejections, went through a lot of denials until I landed this job, with Geek Squad, and I couldn't be happier because it's my first real job. It's a step that I've taken to take charge of my career with the full support of my spouse, who's been nothing but wonderful in helping me achieve my dreams. So, I hope and wish for the best for you all. And yeah, anyway, peace out, y'all. Hope you have a good rest of your week. Enjoy the weekend. Stay positive, and sayonara.